Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a Germany day, not just a Germany day, but a German music day. Danger Dan. Das ist alles von der Kunstfreiheit gedeckt. I probably said that incorrectly. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go. Those bullets.
Also jetzt mal ganz spekulativ. Angenommen, ich schriebe mal ein Lied, in dessen Inhalt ich besänge, dass ich höchstpersönlich fände, Jürgen Elsässer sei Antisemit. Und im zweiten Teil der ersten Strophe dann würde ich zu Kubitschek den Bogen spannen. Und damit meinte ich nicht nur die rhetorische Figur, sondern das Sportgerät, das Pfeile schießen kann. Juristisch wäre die Grauzone erreicht.
At the moment, it's giving very amateur. It's giving very it's giving very elementary, like like a child song. But if I know anything about German artists, there's more there's more to it than meets the eye. Does that make sense? So there's probably a lot of stuff he's saying. But stay tuned to the end because I read the lyrics, so in English, so I understand.
Doch vor Gericht machte ich es mir wieder leicht. Zeig mich an und ich öffne einen Sekt. Das ist alles von der Kunstfreiheit gedeckt.
Is it like this the entire time?
Also jetzt mal ganz spekulativ. Ich nutze ganz bewusst lieber den Konjunktiv. Ich schriebe einen Text, der im Konflikt mit dem Gesetz behauptet, Gauland sei ein Reptiloid.
This is definitely a song where I need to know the lyrics, right? This is definitely a song I need to read the lyrics after. Because if it's like this the entire song, it doesn't change. Like, I need to know.
Und angenommen, der Text gipfelte in einem Aufruf, die Welt von den Faschisten zu befreien und sie zurück in ihre Löcher reinzuprügeln, noch und nöcher, anstatt ihnen Rosen auf den Weg zu streuen. Juristisch wäre die Grauzone erreicht, doch vor Gericht machte ich es mir wieder leicht. Zeig mich an und ich öffne einen Sekt. Das ist alles von der Kunstfreiheit gedeckt.
What pie is that? Oh, it's colour. Wait, what was that? Me looking at the sweet treat, of course. It looks, I don't know what that is. It's black and white, so I can't tell.
Vielleicht habt ihr schon mal von Ken Jebsen gehört, der sich über Zensur immer sehr laut beschwert. In einem Text von meiner Band dachte er wird erwähnt und beschimpft und hat uns vor Gericht gezerrt. Er war natürlich nicht im Recht und musste dann die Gerichtskosten und Anwältin bezahlen.
I just know what he's saying is probably quite profound or mean something, because it's like the same melody all the way through. It's literally the same all the way through, so he has to be saying something that's quite profound in order for this to be a good song. Now that sounds bad. It's not like it's not good. It's pleasant to listen to, but it's not changing. There's no bridge. There's no drums. There's no other instrumentation apart from playing the piano. So I'm like, what is he saying? He's saying something.
So ein lächerlicher Mann, hoffentlich zeigt er mich an, was denn passieren würde, ich kann es euch sagen. Juristisch wäre die Grauzone erreicht, doch vor Gericht machte ich es mir wieder leicht. Zeig mich an und ich öffne einen Sekt. Das ist alles von der Kunstfreiheit gedeckt.
Okay, that gun is, he's just holding a gun. Okay. It's not as la 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 as I thought. Obviously, it's serious. Definitely serious.
Nein, ich wär nicht wirklich Danger Dan, wenn ich nicht Lust hätte auf ein Experiment. Mal die Grenzen auszuloten, was erlaubt und was verboten ist, und will euch meine Meinung hier erzählen. Jürgen Elsässer ist Antisemit. Kubitschek hat Glück, dass ich nicht Bogen schieß. An Reptilienmenschen glaubt nur der wahnsinnig ist. Gauland wirkt auch eher wie ein Nationalsozialist. Faschisten hören niemals auf, Faschisten zu sein. Man diskutiert mit ihnen nicht, hat die Geschichte gezeigt. Und man vertraut auch nicht auf Staat und Polizeiapparat, weil der Verfassungsschutz den NSU mit aufgebaut hat. Weil die Polizei doch selbst immer durchsetzt von Nazis war, weil sie Uri Jallo gefesselt und angezündet haben. Und wenn du friedlich gegen die Gewalt nicht ankommen kannst, ist das letzte Mittel, das uns allen bleibt, Militanz. Juristisch ist die Grauzone erreicht, doch vor Gericht mach ich es mir dann wieder leicht. Zeig mich an und ich öffne einen Sekt. Das ist alles von der, alles von der, alles von der, alles von der, alles von der Kunstfreiheit gedeckt.
Wow. Very different. I don't know what. The ending, it just started to build then, and then obviously stood on the stage, and then obviously he had these hecklers throwing stuff at him. What is this about? I do not know. You know, sometimes I can watch a music video and I can like decipher and like pick it apart, and I'm like, you know what, I think it's about this, or I think it's about that. This, I genuinely don't know what it's about. Literally, he was at the piano, he had a gun, he stood at the front of the stage, and he had hecklers throwing fruit and cake at him. This could be about anything. Let's read the lyrics, shall we? So I put the lyrics into Gemini, which is an AI, asked it to translate the lyrics for a native English speaker, and it's given me a little context about the background of this song. And I thought it was more serious. I mean, he had a gun on stage, so something is serious. But it says, the title translates to "That is all covered by artistic freedom." It's a song by the German rapper. He's a rapper, didn't know that. He was singing in the song, okay. And songwriter Danger Dan. Me knowing that he's a rapper changes everything. Why? Because rappers tend to add a lot of meaning to their songs. Not all rappers, but rappers tend to be more like, you know, a lot of content in their raps. It's a highly controversial song that sparked legal action due to its accusations against far-right German public figures. So this is a very controversial song, a leftist song. The lyrics use a hypothetical scenario to first test legal boundaries, and then in the final verse state the accusations as facts. Here is a translation of the lyrics for a native speaker with some context to help you understand the nuances. Okay. Verse 1. So now, just hypothetically, so there's two versions I'm going to read this version because it's the first one. So now, just hypothetically, let's say I wrote a song whose content sang that I personally felt. Jürgen? Who's Jürgen? Is an anti-Semite. That is cold. Wow, that's an accusation. Don't know who that is. But he's calling someone an anti-Semite. Cool. I'm guessing it's a politician, but we'll find out later. And in the second part of the first verse, I then draw a bow to Kubitschek. And by that, I don't just mean the rhetorical figure of speech, but the sports equipment that can shoot arrows. This is quite full on. He's basically saying he wants to shoot people that he doesn't agree with. I think this is what I'm getting from this. Chorus. Legally, the grey area would be reached, but in court, I'd have it easy again. Go ahead and sue me and I'll open a bottle of sparkling wine. That's all covered by artistic freedom. So he's saying, I can say what I want. I'm a musician. Freedom of speech. I should be able to say what I want. Verse 2. So now, just hypothetically, I'm very deliberately using the subjunctive mood. I'd write a text that, in conflict with the law, claims Gowland is a reptilian humanoid. Who is Gowland? This guy is coming for everyone. And let's say the text culminates in an appeal to free the world from the fascists and to beat them back into their hole again and again, instead of scattering roses on their path. So instead of celebrating them, instead of lauding over them, This person does not like whoever he's speaking about. Is this a particular political party? Is this just a few politicians he doesn't like? It just sounds like he's coming for these politicians. Legally, the grey area will be reached, but in court, I'd have it easy. Go ahead and sue me, and I'll open a bottle of sparkling wine. He's gloating about it. That's all covered by artistic freedom, saying you can't touch me. He's being arrogant. Verse 3. Maybe you've heard of Ken Jebsen. No. Who always complains very loudly about censorship. In a text by my band, he thought he was mentioned. Oh, really? And insulted, and he dragged us to court. Is this a real thing? Did he get dragged to court by this person? Of course, he wasn't in the right and then had to pay the court costs and the lawyer. Oof. Such a ridiculous man. Hopefully he'll sue me. What would happen then? I can tell you. And then back to the chorus. Legally, the grey area will be reached, but in court, I'd have it easy again. Go ahead and sue me, and I'll open a bottle of sparkling wine that's all covered by artistic freedom. It's very, maybe a bit confident, a bit arrogant. It's like, I'm going to say what I want. F you, F the establishment. I'm going to do what I want, say what I want. Right, verse 4. No, I wouldn't really be Danger Dan. I love the name Danger Dan. I mean, he's a very daring person, right? Danger Dan. If I didn't want to do an experiment to test the limits, what's allowed and what's forbidden. And I want to tell you my opinion here. Jürgen, whoever that is an anti-Semite. Kurbitschek, whoever that is lucky I don't shoot a bow. Wow. Only a lunatic believes in reptilian humanoids. Gowland also seems like a national socialist. Fascists never stop being fascists. History has shown you don't debate them. And you also don't trust the state and the police apparatus. Because the Office of the Protection of the Constitution helped build up the NSU. This is all, hopefully they'll give me some more context at the end. Because the police themselves were always permeated with Nazis. Woo! He's trying to say there's still Nazis in the police force. Anyways, because they tied up and set fire to Uri Jala. I don't know who these people are. This is very German centric. I'm sure you guys in the comment section will be like, this person's this. He's talking about this person. He's talking about this person. Let me know in the comment section the context. But it just seems like he's going at it. This is like, and it sounds like he's not even holding back. You know, he's actually speaking people's names. That's crazy. He's not scared about going to court, clearly. And if you can't fight back against the violence peacefully, the last resort we'll all have is militancy. And then back to the chorus. Legally, the grey area has been reached, but in court, I'll have it easy. Go ahead and sue me, and I'll open a bottle of sparkling wine that's all covered by artistic freedom. Wow, thank you. And it's actually providing context. So this Jürgen fella that he said is literally a Nazi. He's a German journalist. Oh, he's a journalist. He's not a politician. And publicist and the editor-in-chief of the far-right magazine Compact. He has been accused of anti-Semitism and spreading conspiracy theories. Okay, anti-Semitism and okay. So he's a right-wing journalist. Cool. This person, I can't say his surname, is a German publicist, and one of the most prominent intellectual figures of the German New Right. So it sounds like Reform, the political party that we've got in our country, who are right, on the right. Okay. And Björn Höcke and Alexander Gauland, they're politicians of the far-right populist party Alternative for Germany, the AfD. I have heard of the AfD. Gauland has been at the centre of multiple controversies for his comments. Okay, I've heard of the AfD. Yeah, they're quite popular, aren't they, with a subset of your population. Cool. Ken Jebsen, a German journalist and conspiracy theorist known for spreading anti-Semitic and QAnonymous related content. I don't know what that means. Okay. NSU, National Socialist Underground, a German neo-Nazi terrorist group. that carried out a series of racially motivated murders and attacks in the early 2000s. The German Secret Service was heavily criticized for its handling of the case, with some suggesting a degree of complicity. So they knew about the NSU, basically. Oh, this is what people are saying, I think. And they didn't do anything about it. You guys have an issue, a big issue with neo-Nazis or so I've heard, in Germany. And I think from what I've read from some of you guys, that it does all stem from the wall, isn't it? Berlin Wall, and having, I'm not going to say that they're all from that side of the wall. You know what side of the wall I'm talking about. But it just sounds like you haven't yet, as a country, fully integrated everyone into society and fully got on an equal playing field as a society, and there's some animosity and misdirected anger towards that. Does that make sense? Like misdirected anger. It's just like in this country, like there's a lot of blaming immigrants. It's a lot of blaming other people for issues that have nothing to do with those people, you know? Because rarely people look up at the politicians as the ones that are in the fault. They look at other people that are also struggling and then blame them for the reason why they're struggling. And it's sad. I find it very sad. Anyways, we won't go into politics, because politics, you know what? Politics is just, it's very divisive. And in the comment section, everyone's going to be arguing, I believe this and I believe that, and it's because of this, it's because of that. But I like to spread love on my channel. I don't like to go too deep into this stuff. But this is an interesting song. Ari Jallo, a Sierra Leonean asylum seeker who died in a police cell fire in Dessau, Germany in 2005. The official investigation concluded his death was a suicide, but a parallel... Are you guys lower down? Oh, you're sinking. That's very annoying. Let me pull you up. I feel like you've sunk down a little bit. Who died in a police cell in Germany. The official investigation concluded his death was a suicide, but a parallel investigation and many human rights activists believe he was murdered by the police and his death was a cover-up. Wow. The song's core argument is that the right to artistic freedom is a fundamental German constitutional right. That's what I thought. He's bragging that he can say what he wants. This is his freedom of speech. The first three verses use a hypothetical farming to get around libel laws, but in the final verse, the artist removes the pretense and states his accusations directly, daring the public figures to sue him so he can test the legal protection of artistic freedom. Very arrogant, isn't it? It's very confident that he can just mention names and, yeah, test me, I'll take you to court, it's fine. But also there's a bit of a slight contradiction, because he's also in his song criticizing people for essentially freedom of speech, right? How wide does freedom of speech like extend? Does it just extend to the left, or does it extend to the right as well? So, you know, him saying that, you know, some people are saying anti-Semitic comments or saying things that are, you know, right-leaning or, you know, he doesn't agree with. He's saying they should censor themselves. I feel like freedom of speech, it kind of works both ways, right? Both sides should be able to say what they want to say. They don't have to agree on what each other's points are, where their standing is, their political standing, but each side, you know, should have the right to speak their mind. Even though I have my own political standings and I don't agree with everyone, but I agree that everyone should have the ability to speak their mind freely and openly and honestly, so that you can have these honest debates and really understand each other without like trying to kill each other or argue or cause problems. In an ideal world, we would have very measured debates where each side comes to a conclusion and understands each other's point of view, but really people just shout each other down and try to censor each side tries to censor each side. Do you know what I mean? So, anyways, enough of the ranting. I knew this song was deeper than what I thought initially. It sounded very simple, very elementary, like the chords weren't complex, the vocals weren't complex, the video was quite simple apart from the ending. And I was like, I bet the lyrics are very, very, very deep. I bet the lyrics speak for themselves, and that's why the video is so simple. And that's exactly what it was. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.